All right, more and more we're starting to hear about the dark net. Now, I'm going to explain it to you because, I'm actually learning this myself. There are actually three webs. You have the surface web, which is your typical search engine, your Google, um, Chrome, your Safari. All right. So those are the things that you would see on the surface. Then you have something called a deep web, and this is where government databases and library information that just can't be searched on your surface web. All right. So you would need access to this web by logging in with some type of government clearance. The dark web is actually part of the deep web, but it's intentionally hidden and made inaccessible through search engines. And it's also known as Tor network or Tor browser. That's Tor. So let's get into this. Most people are confused about what exactly the dark net is. Firstly, it is sometimes confused with the deep web, a term that refers to all parts of the internet which cannot be indexed by search engines and so can't be found through Google, Bing, Yahoo, and so forth. Experts believe that the deep web is hundreds of times larger than the surface web. All right, and those are your internet browsers that you're already familiar with. In fact, most of the deep web contains nothing sinister whatsoever. It includes large databases, libraries, and members only websites that are not available to the public, to the general public. Most of it's composed of academic resources maintained by universities. If you've ever used a computer catalog at a public library, you've scratched its surface. Okay, so it uses alternative search engines for access through and being unindexed. It cannot be comprehensively searched in its entirety, and many deep web index projects fail and disappear. Some of its search engines include AMIA, .fi. That's AHMIA.fi. Deep Web Technology, Tor Search, and Freenet. The dark web or DarkNet is a small part of the deep web. Its contents are not accessible through search engines, but it's something more. It is the anonymous internet. So when you go out on the dark net, it's completely anonymous. And this is what right now the FBI and the agencies can't crack. And it's another reason why so many people are now doing drug dealing and selling arms and everything on the dark net. All right. With the dark net, both the web surfers and website publishers are entirely anonymous. With large government agencies, theoretically, able to track some people within this anonymous space, it is very difficult, requires a huge amount of resources, and it's always successful. And not everybody on the dark net are criminals. A lot of people on there just want to be completely anonymous, where no one, including people in the government agency, have access to you while you're out there. Now, I'm going to go down a little bit. So all of the communication done is completely anonymous. All right. So it's impossible for your route to be traced when you're out there. Who uses the dark net? Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Onion Network architecture of the dark net was originally developed by the military, the U.S. Navy to be precise. Military, government, and law enforcement organizations are still among the main users of the hidden net. This is because ordinary internet browsing can reveal your location, and even if the content of your communication is well encrypted, people can still easily see who is talking to whom and potentially where they are located. For soldiers and agents in the field, politicians conducting secret negotiations, and in other circumstances, this presents an unacceptable security risk. The darknet is also popular among journalists and political bloggers, especially those living in countries where censorship and political imprisonment are commonplace. Online anonymity allows these people, as well as whistleblowers and information leakers, to communicate with sources and publish information freely without fear of retribution. The same anonymity can also be used by news readers to access information on the surface web, which is normally blocked by international firewalls, such as the Great Firewall of China, which restricts which webs Chinese internet users are able to visit. Activists and revolutionaries also use the dark net so that they can organize themselves without fear of giving away their position to governments they oppose. Of course, this means that terrorists also use it for the same reasons, and so do darknet most publicized users, criminals. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. This is very interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this in the description box. You are more than welcome to access this article and read it in its entirety. I just wanted to give you a general information on how the darknet works and why it's so heavily used by people that want to be anonymous. And this is used by all Chinese drug dealers that are selling fentanyl to the US, and it's going completely undetected because of the dark net. Now, you have a lot of people that are specialized in hacking out here as well. So right now, the government agencies are even having a hell of a time trying to stop all of the drug dealing from going on over the dark net. And ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to use, especially for people that want to remain anonymous. So just take a look at it and just please leave your comment and subscribe and just tell me what you think about the entire thing. You know, so it's not all bad people using it. It's a lot of people that just don't want to be detected when they come on the internet. And yes, there is illegal activity too. You know, you're going to always have that. But again, please leave your comment and subscribe and tell me what you think. Peace, family.